garden city is bone dry. Bengaluru parched, but who's guilty? Who's bleeding Bengaluru's water? India Today exposes how Mafia loots and plunders. Water villains of Bengaluru, India Today's special investigation.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopalan. Over the next 1 hour, we'll be getting you an India Today special investigation focused on the water woes of Bengaluru. We're seeing an unprecedented water crisis playing out. Bengalurians are struggling right now to ensure that their daily water needs are taken care of. And amid that, a shocking exploitation will be exposed here on India Today. So stay with us as we'll get you that special report. Let's begin with the headlines. Big meltdown over CAA. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal triggers Rao, claims CAA will spike crimes like rape and riots. BJP hits out, demands Kejriwal retract his statement. BJP's second list likely to be out today. India Today scoops Karnataka list for Bengaluru. Tejaswi Surya likely to fight from south. You've got Shobha Karanlaje from Bengaluru North. Pralhad Joshi may be fielded from Dharwad. Prime Minister Modi ramps up Mission South ahead of polls. Modi to tour 3 southern states from March 15th to 16th. In all 5 states over 5 days. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin hits out. Says Prime Minister will come just before elections and spread lies. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar speaks after SBI submits data on poll bonds. Says the poll panel will furnish all details on time. The mandated deadline by Supreme Court is 5 p.m. Friday for the Election Commission. Congress moves in for the woman vote, announces 5 Nari Nyay guarantees ahead of polls, includes 1 lakh annually to be provided for poor women and 50% quota in central government jobs. And BJP seals the deal in Bihar. Seat sharing deal finalized. Sources say JDU will get 16 seats, 4 likely for Chirag Paswan. Pashupati Paras, Jitan Ram Manjhi and Upendra Kushwaha may get 1 each. BJP will contest on 117. So stay tuned, in fact, for the Bengaluru water crisis investigative report by India Today. Before we get you that special report, let's begin by taking you through what the situation currently is in Bengaluru. The government is grappling to find a solution. People across the city, this isn't limited to one part of Bengaluru, across the city, there is a crippling water shortage right now, and it isn't even summer, so you can only imagine what the next few months have in store for Bengalurians. The Silicon Valley, ironically it's called the city of lakes as well, is now struggling without water. The local civic body in Bengaluru has asked residents to pay 600 rupees per tanker, but reportedly there are many apartment residents who are paying a much higher cost for the same. There are attempts to regulate water tankers, which we'll show you in just a bit, hasn't been very successful. Residents are struggling to also get tankers on time. At this point, you've got several steps that have been taken by authorities, including banning the use of potable water in swimming pools. But get this, if there's a violation for anyone who's using drinking water for their pools, the fine is just about 5,000 rupees. And ask yourself, for someone who's willing to spend money, shell out money for drinking water for their pools, are they really going to be bothered by a 5,000 rupee fine? We'll get you all the latest on that, but first take a look at some ground reports.
We are at Balaji layout near Horamavu, where people are struggling to get water every single day. It is a tanker which is supplying water for all these people as the borewells have dried up, and even the local panchayat water is not being supplied on time. Let us go and speak to people what they have to say, what are the problems that they are facing. Sir, what are the problems that you are facing here in Balaji layout?
All our water which is supplied by the BBMP is dried up. We are procuring water from the water tanker private, which is very costly. Starting from range, one tanker is costing around 600 to 1,200, 2,000 rupees.
3 दिन पहले हम लोग जमा करना पड़ा है, क्या एडवांस बुकिंग करना पड़ता है, इसलिए लोगों को बहुत तकलीफ होता है.
Tanker mafia is very highly going on in our layout. Before 3 days we are booking the tanker, and they used to charge for 8,000 liters, they used to charge 1,600 before. Now they are charging 3,000, and day before yesterday they wanted more than 3,000.
This is the plight of the people here in Balaji layout, where they are demanding that the government should address the issue and also try to bring Kaveri water as soon as possible, as people are struggling for drinking water in the area. With video journalist Shivamurthy Sagaras reporting for India Today, Bengaluru.
And let's now get to India Today's special investigation, where we've blown the lid off the water mafia, making the most essentially of the crisis currently in Bengaluru to charge more from residents. Illegal borewells are being built in several parts of the city. Remember that the biggest problem that Bengalurians are having is that their borewells have completely run dry. And one of the major reasons for this is clear legal boundaries being flouted, as borewells are being put up in commercial locations with nobody tracking this. Let's get you the first part of India Today's special investigation. India's very own Silicon Valley. The high-tech city home to 14 million people, facing its worst water shortage in decades.
Rain God has not come. 200 taluks have been declared as dried taluk, drought taluks. More than 7,000 borewells have been dried in Bangalore out of 14,000. There was a big cap, there was a big mafia on the prices of water, including the supplying of water. We have capped them, we have brought them to the books. Everything is under control.
Weak monsoon, depleting groundwater, reservoirs and green cover, alongside extensive urbanization, have escalated a chronic problem into a crisis. But opportunists are exploiting Bengaluru's water crisis. An India Today investigation revealed residents at the mercy of a water tanker mafia. This cartel operates without government registration, flouting legal boundaries, particularly in South Bengaluru. Meet Lokesh. He's installed a borewell in a commercial location in the Jigni industrial area, and he's profiting from the extraction of already scarce groundwater, supplying it to our undercover reporter posing as a marble trader.
लोकेश वहाँ पे ना मैं फैक्ट्री है ले रहा हूँ इसकी मार्बल्स की, तो वहाँ पे पानी चाहिए मुझे, दे दोगे ना? हैं? ये पानी ठीक रहेगा ना उसके लिए?
हाँ, पानी सभी घर में
जा रहा है पानी
पूरा घर में, वो कम नहीं.
आप इसको, ये बोरवेल का पानी है?
बोरवेल पानी इधर है.
अच्छा, इस बोरवेल से आप यहाँ से भर लेते हो?
Lokesh offered borewell water for drinking at 600 rupees for 6,000 litres.
कितना पैसे रहेंगे?
600.
कौन सा पानी है? पीने का है या
पीने का? बोरवेल से.
कितना लीटर आता है इसमें?
600 लीटर.
हैं? 6,000 लीटर आता है. जी आपका रजिस्टर्ड है वो जो सरकार के साथ जो? नहीं है रजिस्टर्ड.
supplies from unauthorized borewells delivered to Bengaluru homes. The city's water utility now requires permission for new borewells starting March 15th. Drinking water use for non-drinking purposes like car washing is also banned. But unscrupulous tanker operators continue to profit. This tanker was brazenly filled from a boring pump in a village outside Bengaluru.
उधर नहीं जा सकता है ये नीचे है क्या बोल रहा है हाँ नीचे अच्छा ऊपर ले ये तो खेती का है ना एग्रीकल्चर बोल रहे हैं उनका वॉल बना दिया नीचे में है तो ये खेती के लिए करा रखा है ना नहीं खेती फार्मिंग के लिए खेती नहीं है पानी का सप्लाई पीने का पानी तो तुम किसको सप्लाई कर रहे हो मैं तो जनरल फैक्ट्री में डालता हूँ वाटर के लिए में डालता हूँ उधर जनरल फैक्ट्री है ग्रेनाइट फैक्ट्री में डाल रहे हो जो पीने का पानी पीने का भी चलता है उधर वो साइड कटिंग यूनिट में डाल रहे हैं कटिंग कौन सा कितने डाल देते हो डेली नोट अभी ज्यादा पानी हो गया 20-21 ऐसा
Guru Prakash, another supplier to the marble cutting industry in Jigani, claims borewells can be easily dug with bribes to local officials.
और कितना बोर चल रहा है यहाँ पर?
अभी इधर 1800 1900 तक पे पानी नहीं मिल रहा।
अगर हम यहाँ पर बोर कराएं तो किससे बात करनी पड़ेगी?
किसको बात करना? पॉइंट वाला है, पॉइंट वाला है तो पॉइंट कितना 600 कितना अड़ी को देता उतना को रिंग को फोन किया तो परमिशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं।
पैसा कितना लेते हो?
पैसा सर मिनिमम मेरे हिसाब से 2 लाख ऊपर जाए। हमें दिया हमारा बोर को गया 3 लाख 3.5 हजार।
3.5 लाख रुपए दिया था तुमने?
हाँ
हैं?
तो कितना फीट बोलता उतना फीट पूरा जाना पड़ा।
As the city thirsts, illegal extraction and supply of borewell water thrives. Environmental damage demands immediate enforcement before irreparable harm is done. Stay tuned for more on Bengaluru's water mafia. Nitin Jain for India Today's special investigation team. So what have we confirmed in that investigative report? That illegal borewells are cropping up left, right and centre, and that water is being provided to industrial hubs without any sort of checks and regulations. So that means there is that much lesser water for the residents of Bengaluru, for apartments or for homes who are looking for water tankers. And then you've got these illegal borewells essentially bleeding dry the entire city. The government says we're doing everything we can to check this current crisis. But what you see on your screens is proof that we have on camera that there's still very much unregulated illegal borewells that are coming up in parts of Bengaluru. There's nothing new about this. We see this every time in Bengaluru. But the fact is that even now, it remains completely unchecked. We've given you at least 2 case studies, and we'll get you part 2 of this investigation as well. But before that, I'd like to bring in our reporters as well on this broadcast. We've got Anaga Keshav and Sagai Raj joining us live. Sagai, I'm going to come across to you first. You're joining us live from Babusapalia, which is very close to KR Puram. And it's in these places that you've got residential localities struggling right now for water.
Absolutely. They had to shell out 2 times more than what they used to spend earlier for a single tanker of water. And even if they are ready to spend so much of money, the tankers are coming. Probably if you book today, after 2 days, you will receive the tanker. And that is the plight of the people where they are struggling every single day. Ma'am, can you explain to us what kind of the problem that you are facing because of the tankers?
Okay, apologies. We're just going to connect with Sagai. We've lost his audio. So we will come back to you, Sagai. Get us those voices in a bit. Anaga, if I can come across to you, I understand you've got several residents with you as well. We want to throw the light on what residents are facing, despite how industrial hubs seem to be getting the water they need because of these kind of illegal borewells being put up. So take it away.
Well, Akshita, I'm right now reporting from Pattanagere near RR Nagar, and I have a lot of residents with me who are, who are right with us. So you were talking about something very interesting. That's about the private water tanker mafia. Tell us about what you have faced, sir.
Okay, so madam, it's like this. When you order your water with a water tanker, they take 2-3 days. Previously they were charging 600 rupees, now they are charging 2,100 rupees. The second thing is the water tanker capacity is 6,000 liters, but they bring only 4,000 liters, they give it to us, and they don't give total 6,000. Even if your tank is, if your resident tank is 2,000, balanced water they don't give, they take it away, and they are very harsh. It's very difficult, and they take their own feed time. They come sometime midnight also, they come and deliver the water.
Who is it?
Water tankers. They are coming midnight also. The second thing is they take a lot of time. It is not like that you call and they come. You call and they take 2-3 days and they come and deliver the water.
Okay.
This is the problem. And the major stuff is now we have many water tanker services. I think they have formed a cartel. All of them talk the same language. And they are very tough with us.
Yeah, the way they talk to you is also very harsh and coarse. Sir, recently the government went ahead and mandated that the private tankers should be capped regarding the amount that they charge for residents in order to put an end to the exploitation. So do you feel that right now, you just ordered a water tanker. Has the price come down even a wee bit, sir?
I don't know where that policy is working, but in our area, when we call that tanker people, they politely say that no sir, we have no water. If we give more amount, they'll come and put the water. So that's how it is working.
Have you tried telling them that the government has capped it?
Yes, I tried that. Government has fixed amount of money for each tanker. But if we talk rules, they simply say we don't have water right now. We'll come back to you around 2 to 3 days later.
Okay, so if you talk about rules, they say there is no water. But if you offer more money, then they'll come and give water. All right.
After 2 to 3 days only they'll come, not immediately.
Right. Ma'am, you have been a resident of Pattanagere for a very long time now. Tell us about the situation, because when I came here, you were literally fuming because of this water crisis. Tell us about what you've been facing.
See, since from last November, we have a very tough water scarcity. And before that, the whole residents are from more than 25 years in this area. Okay. So what's happening, it's very tough and there's no water supply in a proper channel. So they tell that the walls has been broken, either in university there or somewhere in Bemal layout or somewhere near in the mid of the Pattanagere area. So they tell they will make it correction and then they will supply the water, but they are not doing it so. Now they are not doing it so. And moreover, they tell we will, when I call the water one fellow, so he'll tell I'll leave it in the evening, but that is not coming. So it takes more than 3 to 4 days. If I approach the BWSSB engineer, they tell no, we don't have scarcity. The whole Bangalore is facing that scarcity, trying to withstand with us.
So there's a lot of delay when you call the private tanker. Exactly. They promise to come, but then they don't turn up.
Even the tankers, they never come properly, and if they come also, they speak in a very rude way, and they talk itself is very rude and bad.
Truly heartbreaking, because if you talk rules to the private tankers saying that the government has capped it, they say that they don't have water, but then if you offer them more money, they turn up. Truly shocking words that we are hearing from the residents
are at the mercy of these water tankers. Anaga, we'll come back to you. I'm slipping into a very short break, and on the other side, we're going to be getting you part 2 of our India Today special investigation.